Here to talk about the legalities of it all, former CFTC Commissioner Tim Massad. Tim, good to have you.
Good to be here. Thank you.
You know, something we haven't discussed because there's been so much news of late is this Trump meme coin. And so I just love to start there if I can with you. And Jim Grant, who writes his newsletter, said the Inauguration Eve meme coin money grab has made the president a much richer man on paper, but also a hostage to political and legal fortune. How do you see it?
Well, I agree. This was plainly a bad thing, a wrong thing. You don't have to be a crypto expert, I think, to see that. The Trump organization took advantage of the impending inauguration to make money. And they did so in a way that wasn't just a conflict then, but it can create conflicts in the future, because you can have companies and countries now buying that coins to try to curry favor with the administration. And finally, it's, in my mind, a bit of a black eye for crypto. It's exactly the kind of speculative activity pushing up token prices that we've had far too much of. And it really runs counter to the whole philosophy of the executive order, which is to promote the responsible development of this technology. That's what I would like to see.
Yeah, I mean, Grant describes it as a digital pinball. Just to put it in perspective, there's no real value in it, right? It's just it goes up and down based on, I guess, the perception of who's going to buy it next or sell it next.
Exactly. And as I say, we've had a lot of that, because that's been easy to do. Put out a token that has no social utility, no underlying value, and then try to push up the price. What we need is a framework that encourages more responsible development of this technology in ways that have true social utility. And, one of the things in the executive order that I like is promoting stablecoins, because stablecoins, the tokens that are whose value is pegged to the dollar, could really be a useful means of payment. They're probably the most important application of the technology to date. And we need a regulatory framework that seizes the opportunity for that, but also addresses the risks.
How does that work? Who would give that? Is that by the Fed?
Well, I wrote with a couple of law professors a paper a few years ago explaining how the Biden administration could have done this on their own without legislation. They didn't take us up on that, unfortunately. It still could just be done administratively, but it also could be done by legislation. And there is legislation pending in Congress that I hope is enacted. The draft I've seen addresses a lot of my concerns. It doesn't address all of them. But, we're seeing countries around the world implement these frameworks, and it's time we did. The other thing about stablecoins is I think it could be good for the dollar overall. But the main thing we have to address that I think a lot of the frameworks aren't adequate on is the risk that these can be used for financial crime or evasion of sanctions. And I hope that's where the Trump administration agrees and does focus on that concern.
How does that relate to the strategic Bitcoin reserve idea?
Right.
And is that a good idea?
All right. So that's saying the government should own Bitcoin and other crypto assets. And it's true that the government owns it today because they seize crypto in enforcement actions. But that doesn't mean they should hold on to it. They should continue to sell it, in my mind, the same way they sell equities that they seize or houses or jewelry. Those things go up generally in price over time too, but that's not a good reason to hold on to them. The government shouldn't be owning this stuff. There's no strategic purpose to having such a reserve or stockpile. And frankly, it's bad for digital assets, right? I mean, if the government owns this, then where does that take us? Does the government say, well, gee, we've declared this strategic, so maybe we should control mining, or maybe we should, control some other aspect of this? So I don't think it's a good idea, and I think it would be a bad thing to do it.